Marriage is often seen as the ultimate goal of love, a moment where two hearts finally unite under a vow of commitment. Yet the truth is that marriage is not the finish line. It is the starting point of an even deeper journey. A wedding day may last only a few hours, but the promise made that day last a lifetime. To succeed in marriage requires more than love. It requires dedication, patience, and the courage to grow together through every season of life. Love in marriage is not just about passion or romance. Those feelings are important, but they are not enough to sustain a lifetime bond. True love is built in the quiet sacrifices, the daily acts of kindness, and the willingness to put your partner's needs beside your own. It is the decision, over and over again, to choose the same person every day, even when life becomes challenging, even when emotions fluctuate. One of the greatest strengths of marriage is partnership. Life can be heavy when carried alone, but in marriage, you gain a teammate who walks beside you. Success becomes sweeter because it is shared, and pain becomes lighter because it is carried together. A strong marriage is not about avoiding storms, but about holding each other tightly when the storm comes. It is about facing difficulties hand in hand, knowing that together, you can overcome. Marriage also teaches us humility and compromise. Two people with different backgrounds and habits must learn to blend their lives into one. It requires listening more than speaking, understanding more than judging, and forgiving more than keeping score. In marriage, pride must give way to love, and ego must surrender to peace. Those who learn to compromise are not losing, they are gaining harmony. Communication is another cornerstone of marriage. Without it, even the strongest love can weaken. Couples must learn not only to talk, but to truly listen, to hear the unspoken words, to notice the small changes, to ask, "Are you okay?" even when everything seems fine. Misunderstandings are inevitable, but honest communication transforms conflict into connection. Words have the power to either build or break a marriage, so choose them wisely. Trust is the invisible thread that holds marriage together. Without trust, love becomes fragile. Trust is not just about faithfulness, but also about reliability, honesty, and consistency. It grows when promises are kept, when transparency is honored, and when both partners create a safe space where vulnerability is welcomed. Once broken, trust is difficult to rebuild, which is why protecting it should always be a top priority. Marriage also demands growth. The person you marry today will not be the exact same person 10 or 20 years later. People change, and so do circumstances. A thriving marriage is one where both individuals are willing to grow together, to adapt, to learn, and to support each other's dreams. Growth means celebrating each other's victories and helping each other rise after failures. It means never stopping the effort to fall in love with the same person in new ways. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools in marriage. Mistakes will happen and conflicts will arise, but holding on to bitterness only poisons the bond. Forgiveness is not about ignoring pain, but about choosing healing over resentment. A marriage that thrives is not one without fights, but one where reconciliation is stronger than division. When forgiveness becomes part of the foundation, love can endure even the hardest seasons. Above all, marriage is about building a legacy together. It is about creating a home filled with warmth, values, and memories that will outlive both partners. It is about being an example of love to children, family, and society. A good marriage inspires others, showing that true love is not just a fairy tale, but a daily choice to stand side by side through every joy and every trial. In the end, marriage is not perfect, because people are not perfect. But that is where its beauty lies, in two imperfect people choosing to love each other perfectly in their own way. It is not about avoiding problems, but about facing them together. It is not about constant happiness, but about deep, lasting fulfillment. Marriage is not easy, but it is worth it. And those who embrace it with patience, love, trust, and commitment will discover that marriage is one of life's greatest blessings.